It's not even a comparison.
You know, that's how I feel too. Like, compared to Korean food in LA, I feel like Korean food here isn't as good. But it does its job. But overall, when I rate international cuisine, I feel like Bangkok is better just because of the sheer variety of it.
I agree with you totally.
And like you said, the heart. Like, I didn't think about that, but that makes sense. That's why I like it. Like, it seems more authentic out here. It's like in a more local area. It's not gentrified. It's not like a chain, you know? Every location is a little different and you get a variety.
Just put a number here?
Yeah, no,
Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to Live Travel Asia, where we discuss what it's like living and traveling in Asia. So today, this is completely impromptu. I don't know how this is gonna go, but basically I have John here, who is one of my subscribers. He is from San Francisco, born in Hong Kong. I'm born in Korea. Mayu's born in Japan. And between us, we have a lot of international travel and dining experience. So we wanted to discuss international food in Bangkok, which is something that not a lot of people talk about because we're just focusing on Thai food, which we know is already amazing. But I will almost argue that international food is possibly, I don't know, what do you think? Is it the greatest here, or?
I like Bangkok because of the variety of food that you can get. Plus, it's the people here that makes the food. I mean, restaurant making food is they're showing you what they can offer to you. It's their pride, it's their job.
Right,
it's not like you and me working in an office, right?
Yeah.
We don't show it. But when someone brings out a dish of food, that's showing them that care for you.
Yeah.
So food is like a chef. I mean, now you see more and more shows where chefs are more famous. Why? Because they're showing their emotion. They're showing what they can do. They're showing that they are innovative.
Right.
The dim sum is very centralized. I mean, it's old school, but it's old school food where everybody from all cultures can enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, this is, first of all, I'll let you know that I'm not a huge fan of like mainland Chinese food. Like, I'm very picky about my food, but dim sum, even to my like very Americanized palate, I think anyone can like eat pure beef with, you know, what is this? Flour? Rice?
Yeah,
I don't even know. Yeah. It's a very international kind of food, just like sushi or Korean barbecue. So
pizza. It doesn't matter what country you are, people know pizza.
Right.
Although, like New York pizza, San Francisco pizza, or Italy pizza, or Rome pizza, it's different styles, but it's still called pizza. Have you? I had pizza in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnamese pizza, and instead of having it in a traditional flour dough, they have it on a rice sheet. A big rice sheet. They actually put the rice sheet on top of a charcoal grill, and they cook the rice sheet and the food on top of it. So it's their style of pizza.
I like this.
Or some more.
I mean, there's something.
For 40 bucks? 50 bucks?
40. Guys, 3 of these is 40 baht. That's $1. It's not even $1.50. It's like $1.20.
Wait a minute, I think it's a little less now because we're almost at 33 bahts a dollar.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Last month it was like 31 something. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyways, this place, what's it called? It's
Dim Sum.
Tuang Dim Sum. I mean, I have a link in my Google Maps link below. You can check it out. It's in a very local area, but you also get local prices. And you know, Bangkok also has Din Tai Fung. They also have that other Hong Kong one. Which one was it? Tim Ho Wan in the malls, but this is very authentic. It's just, I like it because not only is it cheap, but I feel something authentic about it. It's like,
the quality is good.
And the quality is not bad, yeah. I mean, it's top class. I like it.
I don't know, you guys can see the restaurant. This is really a rarity that you don't see many people here. I was here last Sunday, a few days ago. I waited 28 minutes for one person to sit. While there was a table for four, I think they waited like 36 minutes. So on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, plan ahead of time.
Yeah.
But like Ethan and I, we planned actually ahead of time coming on a Wednesday, which is the first day they open of the week.
They're closed Mondays and Tuesdays. Right now it's 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. So try to come here on a weekday if you can. If you're coming in a group particularly, because it's a very popular location out here. So John brings up a very good point that in Bangkok, when you have food, it feels more authentic because the people that are serving you the food, they feel more authentic. You know what, I never thought of it that way, but I could relate to that. Because if you go to Korea, especially in Seoul, like you said, it's all clean. The food is technically good, but there's something not authentic about it. It feels like it's served by a machine.
Mechanical.
It's a process. So I guess in one way, gentrification is good, and like you're not gonna worry about getting food poisoning or anything like that, but
you miss all the cultural experience where food derives from.
Yeah. I mean, not only is it more expensive, but it loses its soul. So that's a good point. But let's say you just judge. Okay, so let's just discuss Chinese food only in your case. If you judge Chinese food only between San Francisco, Hong Kong, Singapore, and here, where would you say it would be good? And Taiwan, let's say Taiwan too.
In San Francisco, where I pretty much raised up my childhood to here, they have changed. The Chinese food from when I was 10 years old to when I left San Francisco a few years ago, the food has changed a lot. What they have changed is the quality of the food, because more and more Asians have immigrated into the U.S. Not just Asian, we're talking about not just Chinese people. Now the cultural change where Caucasian people, any race, loves Chinese food.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say back up for a second. When people say Chinese food, mostly they think they represent in San Francisco more Cantonese food.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, most of the restaurants that you eat on here are Cantonese-based history food. And of course, there's Shanghainese food, there's Taiwanese food in there, but then they publicize this is a Shanghainese restaurant, this is a Taiwanese restaurant. But most restaurants you walk in with Chinese name, they're serving fried noodles, fried rice, it's pretty much can be associated with Cantonese.
What about okay, so what are the foods that we know very well, like Kung Pao chicken, that kind of stuff? Is that Chinese? Is that Shanghai? I mean, Cantonese?
You know, I don't eat Kung Pao chicken, so I can give you a little.
Is that American? I mean, you know, we know like.
I guess so. It's
Panda Express is like everyone says that there's nowhere else like Panda Express other than in America, right?
Well, it is started by a Chinese family.
Okay.
The history behind it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Panda Express is not good food.
Oh, yeah.
They're decent food. For what you get, but you're categorizing McDonald's hamburger or a Wagyu burger. Okay, so they're both burgers, but it's just the level of the burger or I would say the class of burger that you're talking about.
See, I know I'm pretty ignorant about Chinese food because first of all, Chinese food I think is probably one of the most diverse foods in the world, because the Chinese food I know is Korean style Chinese food. And usually the restaurants are like Beijing restaurant, right? So it's like people from mainland that immigrated to Korea, and then they create dishes that you will never find in like a Chinese restaurant.
Right.
Mai pointed out like some of the things like jjajangmyeon is in China, but it looks nothing and tastes nothing like a Korean version.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what is, what area of what food is, So
I follow a couple of bloggers, aside from you're my favorite one, of course. Mark Wins. I mean, I contact Mark Wins over time, and he traveled to places. There's another one I follow. It's called the Food Ranger.
Okay.
He's also does a lot of food because he's based in China. That's in Sichuan, China, and he loves hot food. Dan Dan Min down here, he loved these type of stuff, but it's a little different than the Dan Dan Min that I see in San Francisco.
Is that how you pronounce jjajangmyeon in Chinese?
No, there's two types. There's jjajang Min and there's Dan Dan Min. There's two different types of type of noodles.
Okay.
There's a type of sauce they put on top. But even how it's served is depending on the restaurant it is, how they create the sauce. Some could be a little more meaty, some could be a little more saucy, some could be more spicier.
You know, it might seem like we're eating the same thing over and over, but the filling is different. What is
Look
this?
at that!
Oh my god. Eating break. Babe, is this still recording, by the way?
Check this out.
What is
it's
this?
Like a little over $1. It's barbecue pork.
Okay, so this is not shrimp, it's pork now. What is this red sauce? Is it a sauce or is it sauce?
Look at, we're in Bangkok enjoying a internationally known type of food, dim sum. You could get dim sum in the United States, you could get dim sum in Japan, you could get dim sum in China, you could get dim sum in Thailand. And part of the culture of staying in Bangkok is that the variety of food. I tell you what, you can walk up and down the street, aside from seeing every 7-Eleven that there is in the world, there's food everywhere. I don't think a Thai person you could ever go hungry walking down the street in Thailand. As long as you are acceptable to our term street food, because a lot of people think street food is someone cooking off the street. But in Thailand, street foods are actually a person who's cooking in their cart, but they don't have a 4 walls. So if you're cooking in the 4 walls, you're still using the same apparatus they are, but of course a little more, more power or more stove there. But they cook their food, seen on the street, in a gas butane wok, and they're just pushing this cart.
Yeah, I think street food is defined differently in different cultures. I think as tourists, we see these videos and we think, oh, it's got to be in a cart, etc. But I mean, when I go to Korea, what really surprised me is you'll be on the top of a mountain, a national park. There'll be a little stall that sells you like different like noodles and soju. I mean, in Bangkok you have more variety, but that's what, like when I go to Korea, I'm always amazed like how Koreans will find any open space to sell food at. It could be a national park, it doesn't matter. At least Thais try to keep the national park natural. They don't really have like street vendors there. In Korea, it doesn't matter. You go to a beach, you go to a mountain, on top of the mountain. I'm like, does this person hike up to this mountain? Because there's no like, so they must have like backpacked up there with a bunch of like soju bottles and stuff, and they're selling it out there. So, I mean, street food is different everywhere. I think like, I'm sure like in Singapore it's even less streety. It's like it'll actually be stands inside like established hawker stand areas. So yeah, but I just like to consider this like local food. You know, not in a mall.
Yeah, I think that if you get something like this in the mall, there are a couple of places that do sell dim sum. You're paying 50% more.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really. I'm not so. I don't think I recognize taste. Like, if it tastes good, it tastes good. I'm not really good at rating. This is like, I'm not like a Michelin star rater. I just know good food. You know what? I'm also curious, like, Chinese food. I know there's a lot of Chinese food in Thailand because, especially Bangkok, because a lot of, I feel like even half the local Bangkok people that I meet, they are ethnically Chinese.
Yeah, if you look up,
like they're at least a quarter Chinese or half Chinese. A lot of them are like completely Chinese ethnically. So they obviously maintain their foods. But I also know a lot of the Chinese food you get here, just like in Korea, it's like altered for the Thai taste, right? So you got a lot of Thai Chinese food. But like how authentic can you get, like, how abundant do you think, like, authentic Chinese food is out here?
I haven't tried all of it, but the one that I tried called Samyoi, which is actually on the opposite side of the BTS over there, maybe Governors Walk. I would say they rate almost as good as Hong Kong food. That's why I want to take you there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think I sent you a video before that maybe I did. They have, they're pretty busy. Most of the time I go there, after 6 o'clock, it's long. You're waiting in line.
Yeah. How, is it like, how's the price compared to Hong Kong? It's like even cheaper or about the same?
It's a little bit pricier than standard Hong Kong pricing. But you're paying that because of in Thailand. Because there, you could get cheaper Chinese food. But the quality there, first time I ate there, I went back the following week just to eat the same thing I ate before. It was so good.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, I think we can establish that there's definitely going to be at least one restaurant that is going to meet the standard of any kind of ethnic food out here if you pay the price for it. But do you, like, I want to know, like, on the average, like, let's say you were walking by in different neighborhoods, how abundant is authentic Chinese food? Like, let's say, it's not, obviously, you can't compare it to where it originated from. You're not going to have Hong Kong food in the abundance of, you know.
It would be a shame for you to try to compare it to Chinese food from China.
Right,
or even in the major metropolitan like New York or San Francisco.
Right. So you grew up in Hong Kong, so you can compare, let's say, San Francisco to Bangkok. How, like, do you get more, can you get more abundance of, like, local Chinese food, excluding, like, the Michelin star places where you gotta pay a fortune? What do you think?
I don't think that the quality of most of the Chinese food here will be satisfying to people from Hong Kong. But the people from Hong Kong don't need to eat Chinese food here.
That's true.
They come here for the Thai food. They come here for durian. They come here for mango sticky rice, right?
What about San Francisco? Hong Kong people living in San Francisco, would they be happy?
Certain restaurants they would be, but on the average, no. I don't think that, at least when I first came here, I was telling my other friends too, the same thing. I said, you know, it's harder for me to find a restaurant that I would want to go back to, at least near where I live.
Yeah.
So I live in Wicklon, close to where you are.
Where there's actually a lot of Chinese. That's where the Chinese embassy is.
That's one of the reasons I picked that area, aside from being close to it, is that the street right down from me is, there's so many Chinese restaurants.
Yeah.
But it is cooked Thai style.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, like, I can't tell from a Chinese perspective, because I know a lot of the Chinese food here is Thai style Chinese, right?
It's not bad.
Not bad.
But if you're trying to compare it, one thing though, it's almost the same thing as comparing pizza in San Francisco, pizza in New York. It's like two different styles. But you're comparing pizza in New York or pizza in Rome, it's not even a comparison.
You know, that's how I feel too. Like, compared to Korean food in LA, I feel like Korean food here isn't as good. But it does its job. But overall, when I rate international cuisine, I feel like Bangkok is better just because of the sheer variety of it.
I agree with you totally.
And like you said, the heart. Like, I didn't think about that, but that makes sense. That's why I like it. Like, it seems more authentic out here. It's like in a more local area. It's not gentrified. It's not like a chain, you know? Every location is a little different and you get a variety. So, okay, that's what I want to see.
I appreciate the people that cook for me. And maybe that's the way that my parents raised me to be. And you look at this place. I mean, this place compared to San Francisco will be a hole in the wall. Right?
Yeah.
And some of the human. But it's not the size of it. It's what the people do that makes the food good. Makes the food good enough for me to recommend for you to try it out and eat with me, right?
Alright. Is it recording?
Yeah, it's changing.
Alright, so we went into a bunch of tangents, but hope you got something valuable or informative. You can always drop comments here if you are more curious about other things. I mean, we can't cover every topic about food or even just international food, so just drop a comment below John lives out here, so we'll probably be meeting each other and discussing stuff more in the future, and we can touch upon those subject matters. And yep, definitely my Patreons can tune in, and then we'll like respond right away there because we're doing a live stream. But whatever the case, I hope you guys have an amazing week. And Mai's putting on lipstick, but she says subscribe please, and like, and give a thumbs up. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week for more vlogs about living and traveling in Asia. Thanks again guys for checking out the video. I know we just sort of went into a lot of tangents, but believe me, I tried to compress as much of the main point as we were trying to make towards the beginning of this vlog. Now I have just minutes and minutes and minutes, almost like an hour of us just eating and talking about random facts and getting to know each other. I'm gonna throw it on at the very end right here, but yeah, don't expect any real main points to be made. Just watch it if you're interested in getting to know about me or John and our ideas about food and whatever other little random subjects we do end up talking about. Anyways, I still have one more Discuss Asia Live air quality video coming up next week, and after that I'll be intermissioning into our Phuket series while I try to figure out if I'm gonna change the format of these Discuss Asia Live series. Whatever the case, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys next week for more vlogs about living and traveling in Asia. Alright, so all of that, even we couldn't finish everything left over. 839 baht, $6.50 per person to stuff yourself with relatively authentic dim sum.
Right, so now I know when to stay. When to stay at this time. This is for tourists.
This is for tourists?
Yeah.
That's sort of true. Just desserts and the main stuff. They got Shalom Pao, right?
Yes.
Oh wow, it's so cheap here.
Yeah, but this is small quantity.
How much is it in
Thailand?
110, 20.
But they only give you like 5, right? At the Thai phone? 120?
And they make these things here themselves.
Why? The Thai phone does?
Since Thai phone does, but a lot of restaurants do not make their own. They buy from someone that manufactures for them.
Oh, and then they just heat it up, right? I know the Korean restaurants do that with the. You literally see them open the frozen dumplings that you get at the grocery. Yeah.
A lot of Hong Kong dim sum are doing that now because they get so busy, they cannot, provide enough. So there's a manufacturer. Same thing in Singapore. I don't know if you know that. All the skewers, because it's regulated, they cannot make their own. They have to buy from 2 major skewers companies because they're certified health-wise by the Singapore government. So when you go to different places for skewers, unless you go home the wall where you see them doing it, it's all pre-packaged. The difference is that each restaurant has their own type of sauce. That's what makes a skewer. Skewers, you mean like the meat, like satay, right, that we have? I didn't know that until I was talking to one of the owners. I was just late one day, and he said, "You're back again, huh?" I said, "Well, I can't help it because your stuff is so good." I said, "How do you make this?" He goes, "We don't make it anymore. Allow us." I said, "Oh, then I said, I'm walking down." And he said, "No. So he's telling you that what makes the difference between one restaurant to another is the sauce. The chicken skewer, the pork skewer, the beef skewer, the lamb skewer are made by 1 or 2 major companies. And how they grill it is the sauce.
Man, that is gentrification. So you get everything the
Something
same.
is good.
Yeah. I mean, because it's healthy, right?
Right.
Health certified. Yeah. So you're just paying basically for the sauce and the ambiance.
Right.
So I imagine they also sell that at the grocery store. It's the same skewer.
Probably because they said only 2 major companies that can sell it market-wise. But of course, some local ones, small little mom and pop shops, they do their own, which is against the law supposedly.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can take a look at the hawker stands in Singapore. It's clean.
I haven't been to a hawker stand in Singapore. I've been everywhere but hawker stands in Singapore.
When you went to Singapore, what did you do?
I went to Garden by the Bay, then I went to Marina Bay.
That's when you did your day tour.
I just did the sightseeing tour.
What about not you?
I've been there many times.
Right, so.
I've been to Chinatown. Food stores and seen everything.
The hawker stands are clean. I mean, they took all of them off the street and they regulated them. Except they kept the price decent.
It's clean, but is it more delicious now? Or?
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's more delicious because, no, let me back up a second. I like it, two things. The size, because you don't get a large quantity like in a restaurant. So I can try a chicken rice here, and then I can try something else. And you see that in a lot of hawker stands when the tables are around, people sitting around, they share.
Oh yeah.
And which when I travel, being sometimes by myself, it's hard to share.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about Asian foods.
Oh right, this is chrysanthemum, right?
You get one or two?
Okay. So we have one.
We got the what's this rice?
Ice. That's why I ordered one ice. But
oh, you just ordered ice only?
No problem.
I only one ice. I thought it's not come with
actually, we'll tell them that we switch this to a chrysanthemum.
Yeah, just switch, have them pour.
Can you tell her to change to this?
Alright, so first we got, what is this?
The shrimp
dim sum.
shrimp and rice roll.
You can tell I don't know anything about this.
It's okay, as long as you like to eat it.
It looks good though. Ooh, more. What is that?
What do you want?
the vinegar.
Vinegar.
That is the thing that they have this sauce, which is their Thai style, not quite the Chinese vinegar.
Thai style dim sum sauce.
Yeah. I asked them vinegar, they were looking at me. What? And then I tried to translate it in Google. I go, what?
We got Chalapao here. Oh wow. That's my favorite.
Isn't dim sum great because you share with people? You get the variety. It's not like eating a piece of steak and vegetable on one plate. It's like, okay, Ethan, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that you can try.
I think that's great. I mean, that's how Korean food is too. Like, we like a lot of variety and we share. So I'm very used to this culture. Yeah, and even like regular Chinese food, they only have like 1 or 2 things, you know, when you go with a couple people. But dim sum, even if you go with 2 or 3 people, you get a ton of variety.
Right.
Your tongue is never bored.
Just like the Cantonese word dim means the point. Sum is your heart.
Is dim sum Cantonese?
Yeah.
It's not Mandarin?
No, Cantonese.
I'm learning new things.
You point to what your heart is. Somehow you can translate it to that.
Oh.
That's why I call dim sum. Hey!
I learned something new.
I can share something new.
Yeah.
I guess, or this one.
Oh my god. This is good.
I didn't order. I ordered this one.
You try it? We share.
Oh.
You guys like taro?
Taro, yeah. Taro's good. Taro's
I'm
good.
gonna try it. I'll get 2 of those, so if you guys like more, then I could go order more.
Sorry for
But this is
getting
one of my favorite
sidetracked.
things here.
But the food just keeps coming out. It's different varieties. It's not even the same thing, so I gotta like try it. You know what though? It only comes in 3 and there's 4 of them. Someone's gonna miss out on something. This is chicken feet, huh?
Yeah, this is the taro puff. This is one of my favorites.
Oh, this is, I've never seen this kind of dim sum before. This one.
It is minced taro inside a flaky crust. And this one is custard inside a sticky rice ball.
I've seen this. This is quite popular. Actually, I think even Koreans have this. This is like something that they have in Korea.
Right.
This is new. Oh, I don't know. In dim sum, is it okay to eat the dessert before this, or it doesn't matter? This is not a dessert. You just eat it, right?
Remember, dim sum.
Oh,
your heart content.
What's my heart? My heart is saying I want.
It's not like a European, soup, salad, main meal course. Eat whatever you want.
I don't dip this in a sauce, right? Just
like the pastry. It's a little bit salty. Have a little pork in there with some. If they do it right, then the taro is soft, but it is not melted soft. I would try that.
It's so crunchy and crispy on the outside, and then you got this pork and taro there. Oh, it's so good. Definitely not a dessert, but I could eat it as a dessert. Taro and pork. Oh, they make it this lake outside.
Good restaurant, they actually make this called taro pressed duck. This type of taro, they put it on top of a duck and they fry it. So the skin, actually this pastry wraps the taro and wraps the duck together. One of these days I'll take you to a sandwich maybe. I want to try that. That's something that my daughter really loves. Really. My daughter Jory in San Francisco, is her favorite is taro pressed duck. That's good. That's really good.
Wait, hold on. This is different than what I expected.
Yeah, this is custard inside. I'll split that with you. Try it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Here, actually, this one is dirty. Really. Oh, no. You're great.
I'm good.
You good? Oh, look at that. I've never seen custard like this. It's usually more like yellowy, like light yellow.
I taste like yolk.
Yeah, yolky.
And they put egg yolk in it?
Yeah.
That's like this.
Oh, yeah, it's like
It's like
orange.
salted duck egg yolk.
Yeah, orange kind of yellow. It's a little different than the...
You know, a lot of people don't like runny food though.
Well,
Yeah, but the Asian people I know, they love this salted duck egg.
I like it. I love it.
You got the crispy on the outside.
Chewy mochi.
It's almost like a Chinese mochi bowl.
Black sesame seed.
Yeah.
I mean, this is actually very... You see it even in Vietnam, in Korea, this mochi kind of thing with the sesame outside. But the filling is different. The filling is different everywhere. I'm sure you've watched like Chef Ramsay's Nightmare Kitchen. That's all he ever does. Goes and says, simplify your menu, just do the couple things that you know how to do well, serve it efficiently and at a lower price. That's his advice for every freaking restaurant. You see all the time.
I know, that's why when I used to watch it, I see the same thing over at and he does the same thing.
Same thing, but it's still addicting because it's like you just see how everyone does it wrong. It's just the same result, same answer. Everyone's successful afterwards. Yeah. Clean up your place, make it presentable, and make up few simple dishes.
Yeah, and don't make a huge portion.
Yeah.
You always say that. Why are you serving this for you? Oh, I want to come back. Why would they need to come back? They could eat this for at least 2 days.
That was really delicious.
Yeah, I was just telling her that when I sit down and I eat, I don't just eat. I like to look at people enjoying the food too. That's part of enjoyment for me. Eating. You know how a lot of people say, okay, like in Vietnam, I would just sit on the little plastic chair having a cup of coffee. I just see other people walking by here and you see other people just eating and enjoying their food. Look at what they are. They're happy. So you want to go to Japan?
I want to go to Japan, but let's say the one. Where do I want to return for the food? Actually, I also want to go to India, although I am very scared of India because of the food poisoning stories I've heard. But the food itself, I like Indian food, and I think there's a lot of variety. I like Vietnam. For some reason, I like Vietnamese food. The pho is really good. Every region of Vietnam you go to, the pho is different. Some places don't even serve pho as much. I don't know.
Mayu?
You know, I haven't traveled that much. I think Mayu would be. Mayu wants to go to Taiwan.
I love Taiwan. The food is good.
Taiwanese food.
But if I
good.
take pork there, she doesn't eat the beef, which is the popular dish. But it's okay, she can eat pork and everything else. Yeah.
I think I would like Taiwan too. See, I don't really travel based on food. That's the thing. I usually travel based on like culture. Lately, I'm more interested in food. But Mayu is traveling based on food.
Which part of Japan were you from? Okay. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, but mountains, so we those river mountains, we see those mountains with everybody. My hometown is like coastal area. So
When was the last time you were back?
this January.
Nice. You didn't go there? You missed out.
It's very like my grandfather passed away, so I just run back.
I don't want to like meet the family for the first time at a funeral, you know.
I know you're gonna make that movie, you know, it's like, what's that, something at a funeral or something, what is it?
I just did a vlog. Mayu meets my family for the first time.
I saw that.
It was during Thanksgiving, Korean Day. That's a good time to come. But like I meet their parents first time and then at the funeral. That would make a good vlog though. I don't think it's appropriate.
You know, I love Japanese food.
I love
Again,
Japanese food, yeah.
Japanese food in Thailand, there's so many different levels of Japanese food. I mean, the good stuff, yeah, but they're much pricier than the U.S.
I don't know, where I've been to in LA, it's quite expensive.
It is.
Even when I go to Torrance, which is like a huge Japanese community because they got the Honda and Toyota and Nissan like headquarters there. Like you go to, I think the best place we went to get ramen was at the Mishima market or something. There's like a market, like a grocery store. It's pretty good. But that's like the only place I can get ramen. And there's this one place in Fullerton called Shinsengumi. But I come out here and that level of ramen is available like everywhere. And then Mayu took me to this super authentic like house. But actually if you walk in the compound, it's actually a restaurant. You'll only see Japanese people there. No international like foreigners. I mean,
It's a secret.
It's a secret, yeah. Only Japanese people.
You were telling me about that. There was a ramen place.
Yeah.
Basok there. You got to share that with me. Because I was telling him that I was on a ramen place. I was looking up the top 10 ramen. I was trying one place after. But after it's like the 4 different ones, they all taste the same to me.
Yeah. I mean, the standard run of the mill. I mean, you can go to Central and that ramen is pretty much, that's what you get in LA, you know? But where I went with her,
That blew your mind.
maybe it's even the, like you said, it's the people and the serving.
Could be.
It's so authentic, like whole setting. You have like Japanese business people with their you know, girlfriends or secretary. I don't know who they are. They're just like talking Japanese. It adds to that, you know, ambiance. And
Right.
maybe taste has just as much to do with smell as your sounds and stuff, you know? Who knows? I just felt it was very authentic. It was super expensive though. It wasn't cheap. It was like 500 baht for a bowl of ramen. Right?
So it's 39.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, this is 500.
It's not 500. $3.99.
Yeah, that's a pretty much
It's
average.
like $12.
Yeah.
That's even expensive for an American, you know. It's about 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Which type of ramen do you like? You like tonkatsu, ashio?
I like miso.
Miso.
The base will be soup, but they add miso. I like it.
Do you cook miso at home?
We cook Korean version. Oh, what is this? We have a lot of henjang chicken. So. We cook a lot of stews at home actually, because it has like some content to it.
We can reheat it again and then it tastes better.
Actually, it does. Like I make a pork rib soup. The first day, you know, it's good, but then the following day, the soup thickens a little bit and the meat is a little bit softer. It seems like soaking the soup base more. Now and then you just add some more vegetables in there, some more wonton, and then likely. She was just cooking soup for us when you and I decided to go out. You would never think that the size of this restaurant, you got like 10 people working here, right? Yeah.
Oh, this is different. It has mushrooms in it.
The vegetables.
Oh. What a surprise.
It's a good lunch. Or late, not too, later than lunch. But you know, Thai people, they eat all day long.
When they get hungry, they eat.
They can eat like 5-6 times a day.
I like that because at least where I'm from, they open in the day to like mid-afternoon and then they close for like 2-3 hours to break. That's when I usually like to eat. But here, open all day.
So you tried a few things that's new to you, and you tried the core base. What will you return next time to try?
Here?
Jalapao?
Jalapao is good. I like, you know, the meat itself, like, you know, pork and pork broth, it's all the same to me, but something about the batter on this.
The skin, yeah.
It tastes very authentic. It's not as refined as like in Taiwan.
Right.
There's like some kind of I can taste the dough, like this raw dough. It doesn't, I don't describe it very like, yeah, it doesn't sound good, but it tastes good. I like it.
It's like wonton. I know you don't like wonton.
I don't like wonton, yeah.
I love wonton, but it's not because of the shrimp inside or the pork, because that's just filling. It's the way the noodles are cooked too, and the wrapper.
I love it.
You know, I'm gonna kill this. You guys don't want this.
No, go for it.
Because this will be a waste sitting in here. I don't want to waste food.
Why are we eating the chicken feet? Let's all have one chicken feet. You eat chicken. You don't.
I don't eat the meat.
I don't eat the feet
Speaking
either.
of chicken, I was watching a video on an Asian guy. His name is Mikey Chan. He's very, very popular. He's in New York, but he travels around the world.
I think I know him. He's short guy, right?
Yeah.
Asian short guy.
He's semi-short. He's not too short, but then he's bulky in here. And this guy is freaking amazing. You see his video from morning to night. He probably eats with the four of us combined together. No, seriously. You see him. He eats like 3 bowls of ramen by lunchtime. 3 bowls of ramen at lunchtime. But anyway, so he's in Washington, Japan. He said certain chicken in Japan is so expensive that it is the best chicken he ever had in the world.
You know what? I saw this documentary on this guy who was raising chicken, just feeding them natto. And apparently it has like, they lay the best eggs. Yeah. You remember this one, right?
Yeah.
And like he sells eggs, and they're so like they don't sell them in a pack. He sells like 1 or 2, and then these people who buy them like always eat it raw. And
Wow,
it's so good.
Raw eggs, huh?
Yeah. So Japanese chicken, yeah, whatever they feed them there. Natto chicken. It's all good.
In Japan's the only place I know where they have chicken sashimi.
Chicken sashimi?
Oh yeah.
What?
Have you ever heard of that?
Is it possible to?
I didn't think it is, but apparently they raise this chicken where you don't have to worry about the
They don't really boil. They just put it in hot water a little bit like shawarma.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that would taste? I mean, does it taste any better than beef? I mean, beef I can understand. We even eat it.
I mean, I eat like beef tartare.
Yeah, I eat like Korean beef tartare. We love
Certain type of beef. We don't eat all of the beef. Certain part of the beef we can eat, right?
Yeah. And it's like they have to butcher it that day.
Right.
And then but you don't even eat, like Koreans, they put a lot of pears and stuff, so it camouflages the taste a bit. I don't know about, I heard the acid cooks it actually.
Does it?
Yeah, the acid on the pears, I don't know, some cooking show, she was talking about it. I don't know if there's any fact behind it, but she's like, oh, the acids here go mold together and then it breaks down the blah blah blah. And then,
I know the acid cooks like seafood. Lime, ceviche, raw clams, shrimp, and all that. I love that stuff.
What I do have to say though is the thing that Bangkok is missing out on is good Mexican food.
You want good Mexican food?
Yeah.
I just tried one. My buddy took me to one. The fajita it's a little pricey.
That's what I'm saying.
It's excellent.
There was one place, even Sunrise Tacos, their burritos are alright, but it's like I can't justify paying like $12, $13 for a burrito.
I had he took me to this place called the Mexican. I never been there before. Yeah, it's called the Mexican. The guacamole was 150 baht. And
it's probably from imported avocados, because the avocados here taste like...
It's Mexican avocado. Yeah. We were talking to a manager and said, why are you charging me 150 baht for guacamole when you should be providing it with a fajita? He goes, because it just costs so much. I said, Thailand avocados cost? Well, these are not Thailand avocados.
Yeah, you can't get the same...
So I had the shrimp and steak fajita, a side order, I had to say this, side order guacamole, a Pepsi, no, I'm sorry, a Sprite. It was 1,000 baht.
Oh, really?
When I look at the bill, I said, oh, but it was good, okay? If I didn't look at the bill, I would still be enjoying it.
I mean, the appeal of Mexican food to me though is it's like raw, like authenticness, you know? Like you gotta eat it from a hole-in-the-wall place. There's gotta be a little grime in it. But the Mexican foods I've had out here are like very well presented. It's like gentrified. It's like Taco Bell, but a little bit more authentic. So, and you're paying like 12, 13 bucks for it. Yeah. It's like, it's not Mexican food to me, you know? Like you said, it's the people. The people that make the food. It's just, I think like, I understand that the ingredients are particularly expensive out here for Mexican food, but I feel like a Thai person can franchise it and make it very Thai. And then make it very cheap, and at least it'll be enough to hold me over. You know what I'm saying? Until I go to, you know, back to Orange County, back to the barrios.
If you ever go back.
I'll go back. My sister lives there, you know. We'll eventually have a nephew. I'll have to visit her. When I go there, all I eat is like Mexican food.
Get your fill.
Yeah, I don't even. I mean, everyone says In-N-Out, but the first thing I'm craving. Is Mexican food. So carne asada burritos, like legit ones.
Super burrito.
You know California burritos, right? With the French fries. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Or super fried. Oh, I love the super fried. That's like the only international food I really miss out here.
Yeah, you can almost get anything else here.
Yeah. And it'll hold you up at least. And the sheer number of variety is it's gonna keep you occupied. I don't have an issue.
Just like you said, you could almost have any type of food, you know, in the budget pricing.
Yeah.
If you just want to sample that, I mean, of course you could have dim sum at about, you'd be paying 5 times more.
Yeah. But then that's not really local to me, so. Yeah. Oh, good. I love it. I love Bangkok. I don't think there's anywhere else like Bangkok.
You could do this as an addendum to you while you live in Bangkok.
No, I mean, these Discuss Asia live videos will be about that. But in the very beginning, I had to tackle all the comments that I got the most, which was like, why don't you talk about this part that's negative, this part that's negative? And I'm like, well, first of all, I don't think it's really that negative or that's a big deal. And I have to dispel that. So I stopped getting these comments, or if I get the comment, I can just refer them to a more in-depth discussion about it. But going forward, I want to just talk about, you know, not just the 4 or 5 reasons that I think Bangkok is not as good as other places, but like the hundreds of reasons that I like Bangkok, you know? So that's what I want to focus on. Yeah. Food is huge. I don't know. Food, you can, you know, somebody has millions of subscribers just focusing on food alone. There's like
millions of subscribers watching people eat.
Yeah.
It's like Korea. They have a video channel.
Mukbang.
Yeah. Just eating. Just.
No, actually, you know what? This was sort of like mukbang right here.
Yeah. Except it lasts a lot longer.
Yeah, we're more intellectual about it. Mayu's gotta like come in and show the eating part while we're talking in the back. Like, yeah. Mayu's a bit shy.
It's good. It's very good. I love sharing.
I want to try this chicken. I usually don't like chicken feet, but let's see. Korean girls love it. They say it gives them collagen, so they'll go out drinking and eat chicken feet.
Korean girls? Really?
Chicken feet is most popular with girls because it has collagen, which for the skin, and then they like spicy things. So then they'll go out, and then like when the girls get together and they're drinking soju, chicken feet. Usually eat something like sort of nasty or something with soju. Soju is just like
wash it down.
Yeah, it's a toxin that just purifies it, right?
That's funny. You have to eat something bad just so you can wash it down.
It's like, I personally like intestine, beef intestine.
Bacon small.
The big one.
Fried or?
I mean, they have the small ones. You grill it like Korean barbecue. Actually, somebody tried this. They don't sell it at restaurants, but somebody did at home. If you bake it, it's even better. It's crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. But what makes or breaks that is not the intestine itself, it's the sauce. Koreans have like a special sauce for it. And then you eat that, and it's like a very chewy, long-lasting thing like this. And you just wash it down with soju. It's like a perfect drinking food, you know? The perfect yakini food. Japanese, right? What do Chinese like to drink with? Chicken food?
Gee, I don't know. They just like drinking, man. Chinese people love drinking. I know Japanese people love drinking.
What Asian doesn't like
drinking? In Vietnam. I swear, it's like 2 a.m. and you got a group of people just sitting there in these little tables, and I see the table, it must be about 10 bottles of beer there. 4 guys. I don't know if that was.
The thing about Vietnam is they also like to smoke. You can tell those guys are smoking and drinking.
Eating, smoking, drinking. That's what it's we're actually lucked out that we can sit at the table just relax. Usually, there'll be so many people, they'll tell you to finish. Yeah, they need to serve other people.
You probably couldn't even hear us talk. I don't even know if I can hear us talk. Yeah, we'll see. I'll have to do something.
You usually use that setup? Do you use a mic?
I usually do it like this. But yeah, now I'm thinking about, I was shopping for a mic, but I think I can save like $20 if I order it from Japan, and she has a friend going to Japan. So I think I'll just get it.
Because most of your video, I hear it clearly.
Yeah, actually the onboard on the Sonys are much better than the Canons, because the preamp is good. But the thing I have an issue is with external noise. You know?
The mic is more directional.
Yeah, it's more directional. It'll cut out the side noises, like the road noises out there. Can you
do that on your programming to reduce the outside noise?
I used to, but then it just doesn't make the sound natural. Then you're cutting out midtones off your voice, and then you sort of sound like a robot. So this is, that's the problem I'm having. I'm like, is it worth it? Most of the times I'll probably still shoot onboard, but there are particular situations like when I'm out and I can clearly feel wind, then I know it's gonna go. You can't even hear. Then I'll pull out like a external and then put a fluff on it. We'll put that out. And then I'm planning on shooting with 50 millimeter lens. Okay. It's a very wide angle lens, that's why the subject matter is always close to it, so you're in voice distance.
Right.
But then when I'm shooting 50 millimeter, because I want like a better flattering look to the subject, because I want to start doing these interview series. Like I want to go to one of my buddies goes to one of the top law schools here, so I wanted to do a thing about getting a degree out here, interviewing local college students, like international college students, seeing about that. Just I don't even know myself, so I was gonna do that. And then I think I'll need an external because 50 millimeter is further away. And Mayu also speaks very soft.
How does Mayu feel when you first started doing this?
I encouraged him to do it because he was.
You did.
First he said I should do it, but he never started. So he was like, why don't you do my video on iPhone? And
It's always the starting part that's the most difficult.
Yeah. I'm like, I should do it, I never did it. And then so that's when I did my first vlog, like rated in Bangkok. Yeah, there was no theme to it. Just that was my local daily life. And then got pretty decent views. I mean, at that time I thought it was decent. A couple hundred people watched it. I'm like, oh, a couple hundred people watched it. So then yeah, I started making it more frequently and then starting it. But now she doesn't like it because I spend too much time.
Too much time.
time on computer.
Yeah, it's
Editing.
yeah, the editing this is not bad. It's the editing.
Well, you know what? Although editing takes a long time, it's your presentation of your product on here. If you don't edit it the way that you want people to see it, then you lose.
No, you can't. I mean, the way I edit is I cut all the irrelevant stuff or dead noise. And then the thing I spend the longest time on is thinking about how to arrange it. My videos aren't necessarily chronological. Sometimes I'm like, this flows better because I'm talking about this subject, and I'll switch it around. It's like putting a jigsaw puzzle, so it's easy for someone to comprehend. And the hardest part is eliminating stuff, because you shot it. You had a purpose when you originally shot it. You don't want to get rid of your baby, but you're like, this doesn't really flow with my vlog. So I have to click delete. I probably don't delete enough still. But that's
Now you review it before you send it out?
I asked her to do it because that takes the longest time, but she's like, no, I don't. Before I used to at least show the final before I posted it. But now that I'm making more vlogs, like you can't arrange for that time.
Yeah. Now you said that cuts into my game time.
Yeah. Well, basically that's what it's like. I'm editing and she's playing Overwatch.
Yeah, you're telling me you both play Overwatch.
Yep. That's all she like. She will never get sick of that game. I try to introduce her to the new ones, but she always.
But you don't. I mean, is it the same scenario over and over again?
Yeah.
I mean, even though any of those but yours is not a single shooter game. Yours is a team.
This team.
I like the team game. If you can do like a single player team, you can do anytime. You just do whenever you want. Every time they have a different teammate.
Do you set up other people that you're familiar with? Like single shooters. Some of my friends I used to play would meet at a certain time, and we go in.
So maybe some guys want to do it. That's why they.
No, I mean there's other. My other friends are into other games like Battlefield or they're playing Fortnite, but she only wants to play Overwatch. But I don't know. Like even though Overwatch is the most popular multiplayer game, it's like my friends don't like it. There's not a single friend who plays it on a regular basis.
They play other single shooters.
Yeah, it's like they'll play other ones like Destiny or whatever. I don't know. It's just my friends don't like Overwatch. My only plays Overwatch. In Korean 7-Elevens, they give you shot glasses for free. Paper shot glasses. Yeah, paper shot glasses.
To promote drinking.
Well, I mean, it's because it's practical. Yeah, people drink. So it's like a small paper shot glass that they give you. You can always ask for it. So you just drink by the lakeside.
Isn't 7-Eleven Asia?
Yeah. definitely. 7-Eleven in the States.
7-Eleven in the States is
I never went. It's like overpriced. Food isn't even all
lousy
that
selection.
bad. Yeah.
But here is the selection is just awesome. Like you go to 7-Eleven in Korea, a 7-Eleven in Japan, 7-Eleven in Bangkok, you get different things.
Someone pushing a cart, motorcycles, tuk-tuks. Uh-oh. That's such a trip that you got like the road right next to you. You're on a platform, but then there's like a walkway. So we're at the BTS Sapantaksin station. I think that's the abandoned building that everyone tries to go up to and take photos at. Right, babe? No? You don't know about the abandoned building? It's completely abandoned. It's like a huge skyscraper. And it's derelict. Alright, so because we covered the main dish, we're gonna go ahead and cover desserts for our cost of living, what we typically do out here kind of stuff. This isn't quite Starbucks, but some would argue that it tastes better than Starbucks. And it's definitely a more local price, although it's not a very local place, so it's a more typical place. The coffee and the drinks are about $3 each. The pastries are about $2 to $3. I mean, that one's like less than $1. This is probably the most expensive thing they have. It's about $4, but that looks pretty amazing. I would even drink that. What did you get? What did you get? I don't even know what you got.
What are you talking about? What word? I mean,
The drink.
a drink?
Yes.
This caramel macchiato.
Caramel macchiato. How much was it? 115, so about $3.50.
Half price of the dim sum.
What's this? Just the regular iced coffee?
Iced latte.
Iced latte.
Grande iced latte.
Grande. How much was it?
115 bahts and 45 bahts for that.
Yeah. So actually, like coffee out here, I don't think it's that much cheaper than the States. It's
it's not. But
maybe even just as
this
expensive.
company is a little more expensive.
Yeah, well,
Amazon is probably half the price.
Yeah, they do have more local ones, but Starbucks and like your foreign brands, you pay a premium out here. Alright, so Ethan here is not a coffee drinker. He likes to drink these cheap boba teas. That one's more expensive. It's almost like $2.
Yeah, but
Most
still
of these
cheaper
are
than
$1.50.
You're paying for that cup with that label.
Yeah. Dairy Queen, this is more my stuff. $1.50. Little less than $2. Less than $3. Yeah, Thai tea and almond. You got a cone Thai tea. All right.
15 bahts.
I don't think they have this in the States.
That's why I moved to Bangkok just for this.
Yes, we moved to Bangkok just for the Thai tea flavor. Check that out, Thai tea cone. And I got this Blizzard or McFlurry. Oh no, McFlurry's McDonald's. Blizzard. Oh, look at that! They always demonstrate that it doesn't fall. Wow, thank you. Come on, crab. Oh, check that out. That's 40 bahts, so $1.10? Yeah, something like that.